In the sport of boxing. When it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best. I don't care if y'all write good stories. I don't care if y'all write bad stories. You know, cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
How do you even get this much money? What do you do?
Work hard.
Floyd Mayweather is said to be in the middle of a federal search that went down at one of his high-end homes. However, what really stunned the press wasn't simply the sight of armed officers or the hidden court orders. It was Mayweather's arrogant attitude in response to what looked like a major federal investigation.
Getting the money is not the problem, Harry. What's the problem, for Christ's sake? You know them have to get it.
Sources state that during the tense search, Mayweather wasn't just unfazed by the federal agent's presence, but seemed to smile mockingly, a gesture that reportedly angered the senior FBI officer present. As tempers flared, the scene became a heated exchange of words between the unbeaten boxing legend and the country's most powerful investigative agency.
Come on down the table now. We rocking and rolling. You know, right there, you look at that. That's right there. No, they mad because I'm flashy, I'm flamboyant. So we count the paper on the table and get things right where niggas need. Things perspective. So right now that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 500,000 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. That's 6.
According to those close to the situation and video obtained from a location, federal authorities moved in on Mayweather's Las Vegas property, reportedly supported by armored trucks and agents dressed in tactical gear. The search was carried out using a confidential court order, indicating that the inquiry had been quietly developing for many months or possibly years. Individuals with knowledge of the case claimed that the search was part of a wider look into money-related wrongdoing, possible tax issues, and secret foreign accounts tied to Mayweather's multi-million-dollar financial network. During the recent federal search of Floyd Mayweather's home, government officers reportedly discovered large amounts of physical currency and various private records that reportedly connect the boxing star to multiple money fraud schemes. People familiar with the matter claimed that among the taken items were files hinting at hidden international accounts, questionable fund transfers, and connections to possibly deceptive business deals. The files are now being reviewed by financial experts and federal prosecutors to figure out how much Mayweather was involved.
Operations here in this area along 28th and Division, both in Grand Rapids and Wyoming. This was a month-long investigation spanning from September to November. Thousands of dollars exchanged to make fake documents for people presumably in the United States illegally.
Mayweather's way of calling his showcase fights a form of legalized theft sums up his approach of making the most money with the least danger. By taking part in low-risk matchups against less skilled rivals like online personality Logan Paul, Mayweather profits from his reputation to bring in huge pay-per-view income. He reportedly made somewhere from $50 to $100 million just from a Paul bout, even though the fight was more of a show than a real competition.
You guys are absolutely right. Floyd Money Mayweather can do what he wants. I'm going to tell you what he's definitely doing, and that's robbing your bag.
Keep doing exhibition, stealing money, legalized bank robbery.
He tells you in your face you a dumb for paying for it, and it's legalized bank robbery, and you go, wow! oh, yeah, he can do what he wants. And there's people that's like, no, Floyd ain't talking about us. He's talking about everybody else. Talking about the white man. Fool, he's talking about you too.
Mayweather's strategy focuses on being clever rather than pushing hard, letting him keep his perfect track record while collecting huge financial gains. This method has caused discussion around the business-driven side of boxing and the line between showmanship and true sporting honesty.
Floyd Money Mayweather has definitely earned his nickname, but his next offer would be the easiest bag he's ever grabbed. Boxing legend Oscar De La Hoya recently came out and challenged the undefeated Floyd. And while De La Hoya played a key stepping stone role in his rise to greatness, the chance to fight a long-retired rival wouldn't wake up many, especially not Mayweather, until you hear the Golden Boy's offer, $100 million just to fight him. We're not talking purse either. That money would be guaranteed. And if Floyd took it, the offer alone would be bigger than all but two of Mayweather's biggest purses. And all he has to do is fight the Golden Boy again. This is a man that's been retired for over a decade, and fighting Shaq, appearing on The Masked Dancer, and teasing a presidential run doesn't equal training. Hey, Earth to Floyd, this is the easiest bag you will ever grab. All you have to do is say yes. And to earn even more, all you have to do is win the easiest fight you've had since Conor McGregor. Take the money.
Floyd Mayweather has dealt with numerous legal issues over the years. Questions around the unfortunate death of Josie Harris, Floyd Mayweather's former partner and mother of 3 of his children, grew after reports claimed she was getting ready to file a $25 million case against him for slander and wrongdoing. Harris was discovered deceased inside her vehicle in 2020, with officials first ruling it an accidental drug-related death. Yet, unproven claims have since appeared, suggesting Mayweather might have been involved in her death to escape the expensive legal fight. Although no proof has confirmed any crime, the timing and money issues involved continue to feed rumors and public doubt regarding the situation.
My book, but hey guys, you know, the feds, man, all right, man, the feds got the man on $25 million in back taxes. And see, the thing is, you guys think that that man's money is up there like it is, but it's not, so to speak. See, Floyd over the years have had so many legal battles when it comes to this bread, you know, owing back taxes, you know, not paying off debts. And everybody knows that he buys all his vehicles from the same person, you know, that's crooked as hell, Josh Tobin, aka the Chopper. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know the Chopper, man. Anybody get a car from him. But at the end of the day, man, you know, Floyd having some money problems. So now what I'm gonna dig into is, we're gonna dig into Josie Harris. Now, Josie Harris was Floyd's first baby mama. Josie Harris, man, was the mother of 3 of his kids.
The recent federal search of Floyd Mayweather's home is said to be connected to a $42 million property fraud inquiry. Mayweather had announced the purchase of a group of 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan through his company Vita Properties. However, New York City real estate records show that none of these buildings have been transferred in ownership, raising questions about the truthfulness of the transaction.
There's a flex happening with Floyd Mayweather that we were all cheering and congratulating him from, but we might need to put a pin in that as some evidence comes forward that things may not be how they seem. So a couple weeks back, I talked about it here on the show. Floyd Mayweather said he dropped $402 million on 62 Manhattan rental buildings. But Business Insider went and did the research. They did their Googles, and they said they couldn't find any receipts that this is true. There were no deed transfers, no public records, nothing. They made some phone calls to owners, and they could not find any information regarding this transaction. Floyd has gone on interviews and discussed it. You know, of course, 50 Cent dropped in with his troll thing and put the interview up and the information about it and said he bought them in his imagination. Same place he read all those Harry Potter books, because 50 gone 50. My question is, does Floyd, was he swindled in some sort of business deal?
Adding to the confusion, a representative from Vita Properties brought forward a person claiming to be James McNair, a known contact of Mayweather, during questions about the transaction. This individual's voice clearly differed from past recordings of McNair, creating doubts about whether the representation was genuine. These mismatches have caused concerns that the announced purchase might have been overstated or falsely portrayed, possibly to boost Mayweather's business reputation or bring in investors. The FBI's raid on Mayweather's home was intended to find proof tied to this supposed deceptive deal, including financial papers and messages that could back up claims of false representation or money-related wrongdoing.
Floyd has gone on interviews and discussed it. You know, of course, 50 Cent dropped in with his troll thing and put the interview up and the information about it and said he bought them in his imagination. Same place he read all those Harry Potter books, because 50 gone 50. My question is, does Floyd, was he swindled in some sort of business deal?
The dispute around Floyd Mayweather's alleged multi-million-dollar property deal revolves around major differences between his public statements and existing real estate documents. In February, Mayweather declared through his company Vita Properties that he had purchased 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan, claiming complete ownership with no outside funding. Yet, inquiries by Business Insider found that New York City property records show no proof of such purchases, and the NYC Housing Partnership, which frequently manages these types of projects, stated they had no information about any pending sales involving Mayweather.
Hey, who said Floyd ain't still out here doing big deals? Money Mayweather just inked a massive $402 million real estate deal in New York City, buying up 60 apartment buildings from Black Spruce Management, the equivalent of 1,000 apartment units. Now, Floyd said the goal is to be able to provide affordable housing to families that need it. Most of the units are located in Upper Manhattan. And he said that when he was a kid, his dream was just to be able to own a home, and that you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Damn, Floyd just bought the block. I'm proud of Floyd. He's come a long way. This is a guy who was once seen burning money in a nightclub. He spent $17 million on a watch. Not to pocket watch him, but people looked at him for years like, yo, he wastes a lot of money. Does he ever give back? And now he's providing affordable housing? Damn, Money Mayweather's come a long way. This is a real good look. It shows evolution. It shows maturity. Not to mention, it's always great to see another person of color become a landlord in New York City.
Before her sudden death, Harris accused Mayweather of harming her reputation, causing emotional suffering and past wrongdoing. Allegations she was ready to bring before a judge. Court papers show she requested $20 million in compensation for public remarks made by Mayweather that she argued ruined her image and portrayed her as someone struggling with substance abuse. The case was expected to be a major legal battle, exposing the more troubling side of the boxing legend's private life. Although Harris tragically died before the matter was settled, the lawsuit remains a shocking moment in Mayweather's lengthy record of disputes.
His ex Josie Harris is suing him for $20 million for making false and humiliating accusations. Mayweather had an interview with Katie Couric just 2 weeks before his big fight against Manny Pacquiao. During the interview, he said that when he and Josie got into a physical fight, it was because she was high on drugs. The fight he was talking about happened back in December 2011. He actually went to jail for 90 days for domestic violence. Mayweather told Katie, "Did I kick, stomp, and beat someone? No, that didn't happen. Did I restrain a woman that was on drugs? Yes, I did. So if they say that's domestic violence, then you know what? I'm guilty. I'm guilty of restraining someone." While the timing couldn't be better for Josie, the big fight paid out $300 million to the two fighters. Pacquiao went home with 40%, Mayweather took home the 60%.
Mayweather Jr. spent time behind bars in 2012 after a domestic violence conviction. He received a sentence of 90 days at the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas after admitting guilt to a minor battery charge involving his former partner Josie Harris during a 2010 incident that took place in front of their children. Mayweather started his sentence on June 1, 2012, and was let out on August 3, 2012, after serving 2 months of the 3-month term. The punishment was part of a plea agreement that dropped more serious felony accusations, which could have led to a much longer stay in prison.
And I'm imposing a 6-month sentence in the Clark County Detention Center, 90 days of which will be served in custody, the remaining 90 days to be suspended. He will be given 3 days credit for time served. I will give him credit for the other 2 days for the case that is being dismissed as part of this negotiation.
Well, because it's too hard.
It's too hard! Aw, should have thought about that before you beat up your baby mama. But yes, Floyd has to be transferred to house arrest, claiming his stint in jail is causing him to be dehydrated and malnourished, he can't stay in shape, and it's destroying his boxing career. In other words...
guess what? You're incarcerated.
Which is essentially what Judge Melissa Saragosa told him. Damn, she's kind of hot for a judge. Sustained. Anyway.
First off, the judge said you will remain in jail. As far as not drinking water and shriveling up.
She says Floyd's condition is, quote, self-induced as water is made available to Floyd 24 hours a day.
For anyone that's going to jail, toilet water is the freshest water.
Okay, good tip. Also, the judge says there's plenty of nutritious food and opportunity for exercise, so Floyd's just gonna have to man up.
Mayweather Jr. has openly talked about his 2012 time in jail, calling it an extremely difficult period in his life. During an interview with Larry King, Mayweather shared his thoughts on the experience, saying, "It was a hard time for me. I was locked up for 23 hours each day, no television, no radio, no newspapers. It was just me and four walls." Mayweather served 2 months of a 90-day sentence at the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas after pleading guilty to a minor battery charge involving his former girlfriend, Josie Harris.
How do you explain all that? How did that happen in your life?
Well, things happen. I had 3 children with a young lady. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. She was a little upset, had a little alcohol in her system. She was a little edgy, and I told her, basically I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset. She didn't want me to take the keys to the truck. So things got out of hand and blown out of, they blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be. So things happen.
But nevertheless, you had to do 2 months. Right?
Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor, yes.
So what is it like, have everything and then not have freedom?
That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back, in my children's life.
What do you think about Floyd Mayweather's disputed $42 million property transaction? Do you feel the accusations have real weight, or is this simply a situation of media overstatement? Share your views in the comments section below.